Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back. We are going to have ourselves a wonderful, wonderful stream. Let's get started. Today, we have our favorite. You know it, you love it. It's leg day, y'all. Let's go. So in the future, I may have moving from one. I'll wait for other people to show up before I start talking about that. Moving from one section of the stream to the other, sort of like background or like scene or something like that, like just a screen, because that way we've got something for dead air. Like, I don't know, I feel like, especially when I'm doing when I'm going to the bathroom, it's probably not a bad idea. Anyway, won't probably need to warm up as much today, honestly. Mostly because it is already quite warm here. And I've been standing all day at my standing desk, which of course should make this leg day just that much more fun. Hey, Kareem. Hey, Borga, thank you very much for the subscription, the resub. I appreciate it, my man. Thank you, thank you. Kareem, welcome and enjoy. You're now a mod. Always appreciate your positivity, the good messages you bring to the channel. So you've earned it. All right, that'll do. I would normally do more on that, but we got a big old squat day in front of us. My work week is now officially over, and I got done with work, and now I'm about to be doing some real work. If you know what I mean, huh? Putting in work. My work week's been pretty. Honestly, it's been a pain in the ass. I'm glad it's over. So we're gonna start with our front squats, per the usual. We're a little bit early today, but it's all right. We got shit to do, places to be. Whole mess of reps to be doing today. I'm gonna try and do the same workout regimen I did last time, actually. That's gonna start us off on front squat at 155. As you can see, I've already gone ahead and got racked up, so that way we can move on through it a little bit quicker. That's the goal. So move over, make sure y'all can actually see it. And the camera's just a touch high. That's better. Hey, what's up, Cat Bro? Welcome on in. Get a little bit of music going. We have a lot of work to do today. We're going to be repping 315. And then we're going to be hitting 365 on squat and much, much more. Provided, of course, I feel all right. We'll see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going super deep on these. It's a warm-up. Yeah, I count that as a full set. Rocking the mohawk today, you know it. I got it touched up by my roommate. I think it looks better now. The way I've chosen to do it is I want to keep it at about a 1/2 on the sides, and then I want a little taller on the center. All right, so next set. This is gonna be good. We'll rock 265 pounds. Definitely don't want the fan on it here. It is warmer today. That's going to be one of the issues with this stream. I'm going to have to figure out a better solution for as the summer slowly moves into view. Here in South Carolina, this is not an air-conditioned garage. What does that mean? Well, it means realistically, it means that I will have a bit of a toll taken on my workouts due to the higher temperatures in here. Do I have solar? I do not. Solar is less economical in South Carolina than you'd think. And the reason for that is because South Carolina, while it is very warm, is not quite as sunny as similar latitudes further west in the US. For instance, Texas has a lot more solar potential than South Carolina does. The other reason it's not economical is because South Carolina has very low electricity costs. On a per kilowatt hour basis, my electric power is quite cheap. And the reason for that is because South Carolina, we get more than half of our power from nuclear, which is expensive to build, but once you've built it, it produces loads and loads of cheap, clean electricity for decades in and decades out, which is why it's awesome. And it sounds like my roommate's home. Cool. Alright, if y'all excuse me, I'm gonna get ready for this set. So we go for 16 reps here is the goal. Hey, Lycan, what's up? Welcome back. About a window unit? I've thought about a window unit. I may very well have to do that. The other alternative is that I simply don't quite lift as hard in the summer, which because I'm going to be on a cut cycle, should be okay anyway. But we'll see. Alright. Here we go. Oh my goodness. We have Big Rig Riker. Thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate that, Luke. Welcome on in. Welcome, everybody. All right, I'm going to do a set, and then we'll continue talking. I do appreciate the raid. You will get a shout-out. Don't worry. I don't often get raided on this channel, so I'm very appreciative when it does happen. Gotta get the music right. Let's get a little Sammy Hagar, VOA. Well, let's see how this goes. Here we go. Oh, I hear that cracking. Go. All right. Looking good, man, like a prime Chuck Liddell. I appreciate that. I ain't got the strength he does. But yeah, well, I've been saving up anyway for a fairly big purchase, so I could do it. The trouble is, if I do that, I may overload the electrical circuit here. It's a normal 110, and it already runs into trouble with the lighting, the garage door opener, and 2 electric cars. So if I run it, I probably need to upload as well. Hell yeah. Well, that's where it's at, y'all. How deep was I going there, by the way? Is the depth looking good? Parallel? Crease the hips, top the kneecaps? We always talk about? I think it should have been. I could hear a bunch of popping in my upper back and in my hips. I think that has to do with having stood for all day. First time chat. Wingsley, thank you very much. Let me get a shout out for Big Rig Riker, I believe was the one who raided us. Oh, a double raid. Hello. Well, all right, first shout out. Big Rig Riker. I believe is that. I'll make sure I got that right. Big Rig Riker, thank you very much for the raid. Enjoy the shout out. Got another fitness streamer. So Wingsley, I'm doing all right. What was the other chat in here? Sammy, can't say what work, wanted to drop in. Always like it when you drop in. Thanks very much for checking it out, Sammy. Muscle Over Mind, that was 265 pounds, which is like 115, 120 kilos, somewhere around there. This is 315 pounds, which is 143 kilograms, I think. Somewhere around there. I live in the middle of the United States. I don't really do metric. All right, let me get ready. I'm gonna psych myself up. I'm gonna pop this bad boy. I want 3 sets of 12 today. It's gonna be hard though. Other thing we need to do is set up for pulls. Yeah, something like 140. Don't worry, Metal. I'll give you a shout out too, but there's a cooldown, so give me a set. Give me a set or two. Yeah, so today's leg day. We're hitting squats. Squat is the king of workouts. Am I smoking weed before the workout? No. That's the reason I have the title stating what it says. Light one up. For those of you who are stoners, light one up for those of us who can't. I'm a nuclear worker. I would get fired if I smoked cannabis, or if I even consumed a fully legal CBD gummy. Unfortunately, the nuclear industry is trapped in the 1980s in a lot of ways. Their attitude towards cannabis is one of those ways. So it's frustrating, but there's not much I can really do to control it, and the job pays too well for me to quit it, for now. Let's get another set. Let's get another song going. Here we go. No, I'm on. Hate it when my phone does that. This is why I want them Bluetooth headphones. And thank you very much to a certain someone in chat who wishes to remain anonymous for gifting me them. Which, by the way, I do have a wish list, so I need to make sure the headphones aren't on there anymore. Someone got them. That'd be really nice. Hey. Thank you very much for the follow, Wingsley. All right. If you understood what I did for a living, you'd understand why I do. I'll explain more after this set. This is 315. Please, keep an eye on my depth, y'all. Right? We want crease of the hips at the top of the kneecaps, all right? We want parallel. If I'm not going deep enough, call me the fuck out on it. I feel like my depth wasn't good enough. So why am I doing this? I'm doing this to expand my rib cage. You're hard on me. So yeah, come on. 20. All right, I'm gonna send calves, and I'll catch up with you guys. Whoa, easy. All right, let's catch up on chat. Yeah, no. I'm gonna use the belt for squats, but calf raises, it doesn't matter. Calf raises, getting oxygen matters more. Okay, so what were those overhead pulls for? Why was I doing those immediately after a squat set without resting? The reason is because when you do those heavy squats, notice I was breathing pretty hard at the end. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, rep. The reason that I switch immediately over to pullovers afterwards is that it expands the rib cages, allows your chest muscles to separate, a lot of the upper body stuff to grow. Grow your chest, and the rest of your upper body follows suit. My opinion is that you're doing a bit fast those reps. Appreciate that. Was I going deep enough though? Rocket lawn chair. I'm very open, public about my salary. My current salary is $97,000 a year. Well, okay, being technical, between 97 and 98. And I live in an extremely low cost of living area, which is why it matters. Try bench pressing with a joint in my mouth, yikes. Cat bro, everyone should squat. Unless you have your legs missing or you're a paraplegic. And I rent, nope, I own my house. I have a tenant actually. So my roommate rents for me. Pretty good salary and I appreciate how much you share. Wow, what are you doing with your money? Do I have the counter on screen? Oh, I don't. Let me fix that, hang on. Because the answer to that question, well, you can find it below. Let me add that back on there, thank you. You can find what I do with my money below. There we go. But yeah, no, what I do with my money is I save about 80% of it. The reason for that is so I can retire before I turn 30. I'm not making that up. I've been striving for that since I graduated college in 2017, and I will do it in 2025. Money is considered poor in San Francisco. San Francisco's cost of living is a self-inflicted wound. In some ways, San Francisco is a victim of its own success. In others, San Francisco is the most mismanaged city in North America. The city is a one of contradictions. All right, let me psych myself up. We're gonna do our second set on squat. That's how we keep trash out. Yeah, you mean the middle class? Dude, $50,000 is a middle class salary in regular America. Be careful, even if you're joking, be careful with language like that. Calling middle class people trash is part of the reason a lot of rural America resents places like San Francisco. I know because I live in rural America. I love it, with some exceptions. There's stupid things that go on here too. The existence of the Carolina squat is a big one. Now that's not the kind of squat you should be doing. Yeah. I wouldn't call myself middle class. I'm upper middle at the lowest. Around these parts, I'm upper class. Really does depend on what you're talking about. 97 is definitely middle class in San Francisco, but around here it's a different story. But no, I don't rent. I bought this house 2 years ago because I knew, thanks to obscene government spending, we would see mortgage rates and interest rates go through the roof because the Federal Reserve would eventually have to react to the inevitable inflation that would occur from extraordinarily inefficient government spending, to put it very nicely. As such, I bought a house and interest rates were still low. This house I have locked in at 2.375%. In other words, inflation is basically paying me to buy this house. And my mortgage on this house is well under $1,000 a month. In fact, it's under $900 a month. And that's before I split it with a roommate. San Francisco's got plenty of culture, but there are cheaper cities that also offer culture. The big city nearest me is Augusta, and they offer quite a bit. Anyway, next set. Let me focus. This is gonna be tough. What's in San Francisco? Hey, what's up, Croswell? Good to see you. Nah, not all of San Francisco is full of woke idiots. Just woke idiots gravitate to the Bay Area. That's right. Abolish, I got the haircut. Oh, for God's sake, just... Damn it! This is one of many reasons I want wireless headphones. Oh, for crying out loud. It just is deciding to really not... Quit clicking on ads, just play the fucking music video. Thank you. Sorry about that. Alright. Next set. I mean, at least you'll live in Berkeley. They talk about infected by a virus in the mind. Ugh. Fucking Berkeley. Here we go. And I'll explain a little bit more about what I do if you guys are curious. Come on. Can you put a price on peace? Come on. I'll keep up with chat in just a sec. And Apasios, let me make sure you understand. You're the one who brought San Francisco up today, bro, not me. But let me tell you, if you think I'm ripping hard on the Bay Area, wait until you ask me about Houston. All right. I don't think Europe is trash. Why are you asking me that? Alright, so, a lot of chat happening. Alright, ooh, the occasion's good shit. Alright, so, hold up. Nothing wrong with Europe. All right. Europe's great. There are parts of it that I personally don't care for. It is true that in most of Europe, you will get better public services from the government. It is also true that you will get taxed substantially higher in Europe than you will in the United States. For all of its faults, the healthcare system probably being the biggest one, I think America offers the better value proposition. The only other real bone I have to pick with Europe is that they have coasted off of American military largesse for too long, and they need to practice their own defense a little bit more. What's up, King Nick? King Nick, fucking be patient, good God. I'm dying here. You have to wait longer times for treatment in Europe. You have to wait pretty long in the United States a lot of the time too. All right. When people say woke, to me, woke is just the newest term for politically correct. I think political correctness is largely bullshit. That being said, people abuse being politically incorrect just to be jerks, and that's also not cool. Plenty more. I think wokeness or political correctness in general is a bad idea that comes from good intentions. I don't care for Houston. If San Francisco is the poster child for a lot of the problems that liberal America offers the United States, Houston's the poster child for the problems conservative America offers the United States. Everything is based on the car. There's no public transit. Everything is extremely unsustainable environmentally. There's rampant pollution due to the oil and gas industry and the chemical industry. And it's not a very nice place to live. Even though, while it may be affordable to live there and you can make a lot of money, it's just not very enjoyable. So, what happened to your hair? You cut it off? No, I tuned up the mohawk. The occasion is supposed to be really good. You gotta share that $800 bill, $800 billion bill. No, the war in Ukraine is not because of American bases too close to Russia. Putin invaded Ukraine. Let's be very clear about that. Now, whether or not you can make an argument that Ukraine is incredibly corrupt, it is. That Crimea is historically Russian, you can. And that the Donbass is also a Russian minority in another country, you can make the argument. I'm not going to wade into that. What I am going to say, though, is that Putin's attempt to just take that land is barbaric at best and criminal at worst. Probably both. I'm doing all right, Jovan. Good to see you. San Francisco is no utopia. San Francisco has some amazing things about it and some truly awful things about it. San Francisco is very much a city of contrasts. In World War II, the Germans had extraordinarily poor leadership. I'm not going to make a comment on how good or bad their army was. The idea that they could take on the Soviet Union, Britain, the United States, and the remnants of the French army was foolhardy. Capro, all right, we get it. Give it a rest. USA was occupied. I'll show you something else. I'll put it in Discord. I'll see it after we're done here. I'm pretty lightheaded. I should probably take one more minute or two and then I'm gonna hit this. This is hard. This is really hard today. Definitely feeling it. I'm gonna go source of infection. How was my squat depth on the last water? Just ice water. I'm just trying my best to stay cool, really. It's about maybe 30 degrees C here, 85 Fahrenheit, thereabouts. So we got 2 more really heavy sets. We're gonna do a set on this. We're gonna do one set at 365. All right? Uncle owns a painted lady. My brother lives in Walnut Creek. Politics is You know, when you get away from the superficial, politics isn't as bad as you think it is, but a lot of the time it gets unnecessarily toxic. I would agree with that. For what it's worth, y'all, I'm something of a centrist. Am I using salt for lifts? I'm not. Probably should. Hey, I see we have 25 people in chat. If we hit 30, let me know, because if we do, y'all get handstand push-ups at the end of the workout. All right, I'm gonna lay down just for a moment, try and pump myself up for this. It's gonna be hard. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna mute the mic and use the speakers just because it's a pain in the ass, and I don't wanna lose music midway through the lift. Not on the third set. All right. Just gonna lay down for a moment. This is hard. I mean, shit. I'm used to doing this at 65, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Doing it at 85 definitely takes a little bit more out of you. Like, I can tell I'm sweating more, breathing a little bit harder. And because it's Thursday afternoon, I'm probably a bit on the tired side. I'm not caffeinated either. These are all excuses. I'm gonna plow the fuck right through them. But they're also all factors. All right, give me just a moment. I'm gonna psych myself up. We're gonna fucking hit this. I want 12 again. I've hit 12 twice. I want it a third time. By the way, y'all, again, please critique my squat depth. Tell me how deep I'm going, because I can't tell when I'm doing this. All right. Kareem, we already had somebody gift me some, so they're coming. They're in the mail. So they are coming. All right. Here we go. Oh. Okay, yeah. Feeling a bit off. Here we go. Here we go. What's up, one who walks through fire? Good to see you. All right. I'm going to mute the mic. We're about to hit this, okay? All right. Guys, stop being asses to each other. Stay positive, please. Come on, 2 more. 18. Oh, 2 more. 19. Positivity, yeah, thank you. Thank you. One who walks with fire. I recommend Costco as well. That's usually where I go. The sodium's high though, so pair it with a banana or a kiwi. What's up, Christian? Good to see you. What's a good workout for buys and tries? I don't live near a Costco. That's where I go. Sam's Club also supposed to have pretty good rotisserie. Failing that, your normal grocery stores like Kroger or even Walmart often have them. Shit, did I do a third set on try? I don't think I did. No. I think I got a set of calves to do before I can do this. Yeah. You can really tell the blood is not flowing to my head. Oh boy. Okay, now we can roll to 365. My apologies, y'all. Oh my God. These always, these squats make me want my mommy today. We're upping the fan. Hey, what's up, Bo? My banana. Isn't sodium an electrolyte too? Yes, but too much sodium and not enough potassium, and you're more prone to get muscle cramps, especially when you're sleeping. This happens to me a lot, and it sucks. And it means I'm not getting enough potassium. Hey, I see 30 people in chat. Thank you very much. Y'all have earned handstand push-ups at the end of the workout. Remind me when we're done, okay? How am I feeling now? Fucking tired, man. Need to complete my gym bro rite of passage. Oh. Are you bulking? Because if you're bulking, don't do that. I guess you can. Handstand push-ups. I can't do handstand jumping jacks. Jesus H. You need a lot of water today. Yeah, I got this bad boy. I'm drinking on it. I may not do the full 30 set workout today. It may just be a bit too much for me to do. My friend who's a Wiccan told me to eat a banana once I complained about leg cramps. I told her to keep her black magic away from me, which, well, religion aside for a moment, or whatever you call Wicca, she's correct. Bananas help with cramps. There's a reason runners eat them. Wait a couple months trying to get consistent with 225 squat, 220 benches are my maxes at the moment. You could probably get away with knocking down one of them chickens. Didn't know the science behind it. Yeah, no, you know, a lot of folk remedies do get proven by science, like chicken soup, right? Well, why does chicken soup feel good for you when you got a cold? Well, that hot steamy liquid clears out your sinuses, is good for you, and you've got a cold. And then there are a lot of really good immune properties within the minerals dissolved into chicken stock or chicken broth. What is chicken broth or chicken stock? It is water that you boil bones in, and the minerals from the insides of those animal bones leach into the water and also give it flavor. Hey, Severus, thank you so much for the gifted subs to the community. I appreciate it immensely, my man. Remind me, I need to get you the patron role at this point. Shit. Thank you. All right. Let's do another set of calves. We did 3 by 12 at 315. Pretty stoked on that. So now we got sets at, oh Jesus, 365. Oh, okay. It's not necessary, but I think for this I'm going to use the belt just for safety reasons. 365 is a lot. So we're going to do a set on this at calves. We're going to psych up. We're going to do a set on this at squat. Really want you to monitor my depth. I'm going to be in the zone, and then we'll go down weight. The one who walks through fire. Yeah. No, I don't know how I feel about, you know, you don't have to do anything. Inevitably, though, if you're chasing macros, you'll probably find out, yo, a whole rotisserie chicken is hella convenient and hella cheap for the amount of protein I get. That's why most people do it. All right, let's go. 2, 3. I can squat this today, lightweight. 20. Oh my God, that's really heavy. Holy shit. That's not lightweight. You just like chicken well? I like most of the turkey products except turkey bacon. I like turkey. You can give it to me. Ground, a whole bird, a breast, a leg. It's all pretty good. All right. So, I'll be right back in 30 seconds. I do need to use the bathroom. We're gonna rest, take our time. I wanna try and get this for at least, the best I've done on this is 4. If I get 5, that'd be sick. I'm kinda doubting it, because I got a friend that's a girl is watching with me, said she's a great said I have a great set of buns. Well, that I appreciate. I work pretty hard at it. This is 365 pounds. Howdy. God above. Yeah. All right. I promise, the longer we go into this, the more coherent I'll be. This is just really hard. There's no sugarcoating it, really. This is just a lot of weight. All right. So we give y'all a quick break. I'll make sure. 135, 220. Wait, 125, 215, 305, 355, 365. 25, 215, 305, 355, 365. We'll be right back in 30 seconds, y'all. I gotta pee. Oh, this is gonna be hard. Okay. I am actually somewhat dreading this. I could use a little hype in chat, y'all. A little motivation. I judge people's communication ability based on how well they do during squats. You're being graded. Well, go ahead and fail me then. If you're able to talk while you're lifting squats, you're not going heavy enough, or you're not going intensely enough. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I just need a little wind in my sails. So, once again, I know it's not fun that I have to mute. That should be a problem that resolves itself in the near future. What the hell? I'll just do it with headphones. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. May bro side and bless you today. There's only one God that I believe in. But Jesus Christ, if you're up there, take the wheel. There ain't no burden big enough for the man upstairs. And that's a dead mosquito. They are back already. Joy of all joys. Couldn't even, well. No, I'm a Catholic. World's biggest and most popular religion. And arguably with the most corrupt leadership of any big, powerful religion. I'm not going to get into that. That's just going to make me sad. All right. I'm going to psych myself up. Why does this thing always fucking seem to want to do that today? There we go. Here we go. All right, y'all. Please keep an eye on my squat depth, okay? If I'm not going deep enough, please say so. I want to be about parallel. Crease the hips at the top of the kneecaps.
gave up on myself. I'm not happy with that.
Whoa. Whoa. Shit. Okay, I did a rate of pull.
I don't like that at all. That was piss poor. Nowhere near deep enough, and I quit early. Yeah. I'm not happy with that. I might. I don't like that. I'm not happy with that. I'm nauseated with squats just like that. That's why I don't eat for at least 3 hours before squats. Oh, you gotta eat something. Your left leg looks like it was giving out. All right. I have to eat a little bit. Yeah. Again, that's my fourth set and at extremely heavy weight. So you know how low you need to go, right? And you set those guys just below parallel. Yeah, but if I touch them, it totally ruins the motion, and you kind of lose your spot. It's where these guides kind of are. They should be only an inch or two above the guides, right? So parallel, it's right about here, right? And about there. Crease the hips at the top of the kneecap, so it should be about here. And if I'm not going that deep, I need to know. All right, we'll do one more set of calves at this. I may actually try and just do a 1 rep at this, get more comfortable with the weight, and then just leave it on my shoulders for as long as I can. Suicide calves. Okay. I'm going to do a 1 rep on that. What I'm going to do is take it up, breathe several times, really try to get my depth. Please, please, please give me a depth check here, guys. Hey, Lycan, I'm doing great. How are you doing? What we wanted is crease of the hips are at the tops of the kneecaps. If I'm not getting deep enough, fucking say so. No, I'm not happy with that, so I'm gonna psych myself up for one more. And if it means I have to cut off some of the lighter weight stuff later in my workout, it's worth it. I need to get more comfortable at heavy weight, just leaving it on me. So this will help with that. Let's go with And the Cradle Will Rock by Van Halen. Again, I think converting this to metric for a second, I want to say 365 is, about 160 kilograms, somewhere around there. Someone can actually do the math on that. I would, but my brain is not where the blood is currently flowing. All right. Focus. I'm gonna focus on this. We're gonna hit this, and then we're gonna move the fuck down weight. Five, 215, 305, 355, 365. Let's do this. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Let's get this. I was not deep enough on that second one, but I wasn't expecting to do that anyway. Let's go. Okay. I'm extremely dizzy now. I think I should sit down, but I won't. I need to do Raiders. Come on. So they're not spelled that way, they're spelled so they're called Raider pulls because they're named after Harry Raider, who was a famous powerlifter in the 1960s. He pioneered this technique to expand the growth of the rib cage after a heavy breathing squat set like that. Where the goal is, right, when you're doing these heavy squats, the breathing matters just as much as the reps. That's why I kept the bar on me. Oh, that was a good solid 20 to 25 seconds between rep 1 and rep 2. All right, let's go ahead and do one more set of calves, then we're gonna go down weight. Might as well at this point. Is this my, I think this is my third set on this at 20, or on at 365. Come on. All right. Yeah, don't want to go overexert yourself if you're starting to feel dizzy. It's hard. You're right. It's very easy advice to give, a little harder to take when you're in that moment of, come on, push yourself. You know you've got more in it. Do your best. That's what we preach on this channel. It is important to know your limits so you don't hurt yourself. But really, getting as close to that limit as is humanly possible is extremely valuable. All right, so what have we got next? What we have next is front squats. 215 pounds, like sets of 6 here. We'll see how we do. Now, the official front squat movement has always been based around how you have it at the top of a clean. I have never, ever thought that this is comfortable. It just puts too much strain on your wrists. And if you're like me, just cross your arms at the top. Now, a lot of people are gonna say, that'll hurt your power clean, and it might, but ultimately, if you're worrying about how your hands are placed on front squats, you're missing the point. Front squats are meant to work your legs and your core, so focus on those. And we have a new follow, ZOIGCF. Welcome and thank you for the follow. I do appreciate it, and thank you for everyone else who has followed so far. Let me make sure, let me write down what I just did. 2 times, we did a set of 4 and a set of 2. We did 3 sets of calves at 20 at 365. All right. Let's hit sledgehammer. That'll work. Sledgehammer by Bachman Turner Overdrive, off their album Not Fragile. Should all strive to not be fragile, neither physically nor emotionally. Stoicism, baby. 1, 2. Oh, 5's all I got there. That's all right. do one more set of calves. On this one, we go real slow. I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna face the cam. Yeah. Nah, y'all can see the calves this way, can't you? Yeah, that's better. 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh. All right, that was a 3-second hold on each of them. That was good. So, the reason y'all noticed ain't wearing my watch, I have it sitting right over here, is that way I can watch seconds pass by and see exactly how long I'm keeping the bar on my shoulders, right? Those of you who know time under tension, this is one of the key components. How long are you staying under that bar? How long are you going? How slow are you going? All right, so let's see, what do we got after this? So we got our Raiders. All right, so after this we've got split squats, lunges, split squats, we've got lunges, Bulgarian single legs, and squat thrusts. That'll be good. Come on. Last heavy set of the day. Last set of 2 plates. We go with running with the devil for our final heavy set of the day. So what do I define as a heavy set? I should specify. A heavy set to me is something you're doing 6 or fewer reps on. In general, for most workouts for me, unless it's something like a smaller muscle like biceps, this typically means at least body weight. It doesn't always, for shoulder press it doesn't, but I very seldom do shoulder press sets of 6 or less. With squats, there's benefits to doing really heavy like that. Because the thing is, squat is a deceptive workout. Everybody thinks squat is just lower body. No, it works your back, your abs, your shoulders, your chest. It does work at all, especially if you're breathing really heavy. All right, here we go. Running with the Devil by Van Halen. Blast through this, come on. You fucking got this. Yeah! Yes, sir. I may try a heavier split squat at this, actually. Yeah, we won't do that. Running the devil. Go through ketamine associated emotional therapy for the emotional part. It's very helpful. Have you ever read the works of Marcus Aurelius or any other Stoic philosophers? If not, I recommend it. Ain't got nobody waiting at home. Yeah. Yes, sir. All right, let's move down to 175. I found the simple life, once so simple. No, when I jumped out on the road. No love you. Ain't got waiting at home. Running with the devil. Running with the devil. Gone through some life school stuff on Stoicism. Good, man. So, the reason I favor Stoicism is very simple. My father served in the United States Air Force for almost 30 years, and he preached it, and he practiced it, and he succeeded because of it. Being able to mix why I've changed things just a bit is mixing Stoicism with utilitarianism and going from there. Okay, so let me see where we're at right now. 5 sets on squats, 6 sets on squats, 3, 7 on 8 on calves. All right. 6, 14, 3 sets on front squats, that's 17, 3 sets on pull-ups, 20, 2 sets on weighted pulls is 22. 2 sets on splits, that'd be 24. Alright, yeah. We do this, we won't need to do lunges. I'm cool with that. That's good. I may do one set anyway, and then we'll do one less squat thrust set. I'm cool with that. The question now becomes forwards or reverse lunges? Decisions. I'm feeling forward today. Keep it forward. Be a forward type of guy. A little Led Zeppelin. Here we go. Now, at this weight, I don't need to have a belt on here. You know what? So I'm not gonna. Getting more oxygen is probably more important. 1, 2, 3. See my abs though, that's kind of neat. Is 8. 9. 10. Whoa. Whoa. Doing a lot better mentally working on a physical part. Well, that's the best we can do, man. As long as you do the best every day, that's what matters. All right. All right, let's see. Make sure I got this right. 6, 14, 17, 20, 22. All right, yeah, we're at 24 right now. Cool. Let's hit it. Ooh. All right, so we got down nearly 40 pounds this year. Let's go, bro. Good for you. 40 pounds in 4 months, that's a lot of weight, man. Congratulations. And just slime the shit out of this bar. Hang on. There we go. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. 15, 16, 8 down, 7 to go. Whoa. Twelve. 14, 15. Okay. Let's sit for just a second. At first, set this down because next up, with Bulgarians. All right. You seem Ivan Zaitsev. I do not know who that is. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Matchy Match and Christy Christy. Those are two names that pair very nicely together. I do not know who Ivan Zaitsev is. Okay, so we've got 5 sets left. Come on, we got this. Ain't no quitting. Ain't no fucking quitting. Let's go with... Nah, I'm not really feeling overhead. It's weird, I normally would. A little hip hop. Hey, we got another raid from If You're Feeling Adventurous. Well, I guess he was feeling adventurous. Welcome, Raiders, and thank you. Let me do a set, and I'll give you a shout out. Sure are being adventurous. Shit, man. That reminds me, I forgot to shout out Metal Machine. I'll make sure to do that.
10. Pull up. I probably need a new pair of shoes to lift heavy in.
All right. No, Christy. Keep watching. You can get it. You can redeem the tech mounts for 60 more seconds. Just wait like 5 minutes and click the bottom left corner. You'll get 60 points. Please, everybody, give our wonderful rater if you're feeling adventurous a follow. What were you doing, adventurous? What were you up to? Put my watch back on. Actually, before I do, it's the temperature in here. Yeah. About 30 C, 86 Fahrenheit. Seems about right. That's too tight. Blood's flowing. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Slow it down. All right. Yeah, bro, redeeming the pec mounts. Bump, 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 bump. Whoop! There you go. All right. You want to watch your fire ass? How long did it take you to learn how to pec bounce? I mean, I don't really remember when I was able to start doing it. Years ago. Honestly, it's just a function of how much you bench. Bench a lot, your pecs will get strong. Do dumbbell bench as well, so you're working them individually, and you'll be able to do it. Then just, right, so the way to start it is, you're looking at how to pec bounce. Right, pretend you're dumbbell benching or even dumbbell flying. You come up, you're squeezing your pecs together, right? You're pulling your arms up with your pecs. You're pushing, right? So imagine that. Flexing both pecs. Flexing just one pec. Flexing just one pec. Flexing just one pec. Flexing just one pec. You get the idea. The truth is, pec bounces are very easy to do once you're well defined. So it's about how much body fat you got on you as well. Because if you got two big old man titties here, it don't matter if the muscle's jiggling all the fat around it. It's not all that impressive. If you can pec bounce as, well, see, that's the thing. You can pec bounce, it's just not as prominent as yours. Keep pushing under the bench press. There's your answer. Super easy. Well, okay. Super simple, not easy. That would be incorrect. All right. Let's go. Man, it is warm in here. I'm gonna have to just get used to it. I'm gonna have to deal because it's gonna be like this for the rest of the for the next 6 months. It's already in the mid 80s in here, and it's not gonna get any cooler. It's a good challenge. Come on. Third set on Bulgarian single leg deadlifts. 2, 3. I can feel this in my butt. That's a good sign. Oh, come on. All right. 2 more sets, then we're done. Wendy's non-frozen burgers. Those are 40-pound power block dumbbells. Trying to get 3 15-pound squat at 150. Jesus. It's possible. Is it for a 1 rep max? So I weigh 215 and my max squat at present is 405. It's just a tick under double my body weight. So at 150 pounds, 315 is going to be quite difficult. Possible, yes. Unless you're really strict with what you're eating and you probably bulk up to 160, 170 and then cut, it's going to be hard to get there. Is it possible though? Yes, I would say so. Might be your Twitch, it's not frozen on your end. Yeah, it might. Sometimes that happens. All right, so we're gonna do thrusters next as our final set. So I need to. Yeah, I know the 4-1L isn't great soon. I'm actually gonna keep it at 125. I shouldn't, but I'm lazy and I don't want to change the weight, and I don't want to get the X bar out. Sue me. So we'll probably just do sets of 5 or 6. All I can eat is Hungry Man's and Kraft Dinner, man. Well, then there's your problem. You're eating Hungry Man's and Kraft Dinner. You're giving your body nothing but crap. Eat some vegetables and eat some lean protein. The grocery store always has the Hungry Man's on for like $1.50. That's still not a good deal. Look, man, it's your life. But if you eat better food, look, again, I eat on a budget too. I have a pretty strict budget for my grocery spending, but it still allows me lean chicken, catfish, beans, lentils, rice, and an assortment of spices that I can use to make all those ingredients taste way better than some pre-processed crap, and for cheaper. So I'm poor. Yeah, I get that. What's your okay? So what's your monthly food budget right now? Okay, frozen. Yeah, I'll say I usually will get frozen veggies if I find them on sale, or canned. Canned beans aren't a bad idea, or dry beans if you really need to go cheap. What's up, Noob Gamer? Welcome, welcome. I ate canned tuna. That's a pity. I love canned tuna, so that is unfortunate. If you can tolerate canned chicken, that's another really good one. Marumi and I'll do, well, it's a very simple chicken salad. I wish I could throw in a couple of things like celery in it, but she doesn't care for that, so we compromise. But she does a cheap version of chicken salad with a little bit of curry powder, mayo, not too much, and light mayo if you can stomach it, and canned chicken, and it's pretty solid. All right, it's random if I get 15 hours at work, it's lucky. All right, Wendy's, if your scraping by at that income level, you may want to look into governmental assistance for getting things like food stamps, because if your income is genuinely that tight, you need to eat. And if you're trying to get work, there's no shame in it. That's why the system's there. You're trying to get work. You're trying to do the right thing. I have no problem with people like that going and getting some assistance. All right, we're gonna do some thrusters. These are our last 2 sets, and we're going inside. Okay. But now, Wendy's. The other thing too is, if you don't have a monthly budget, you need to frickin' make one immediately. Especially if income is that tight for you, right? I save because I have a goal of retiring before I'm 30. Sounds to me like you're on an extremely tight income, and if that's the case, every dollar matters to you. So start tracking where your money is going and budget accordingly. That meal maker link, yeah, it's not bad. I'm not convinced the macros on that are quite legit, but the ideas are pretty sound. I have plenty of decent recipes on my Discord, so if you're not in there, take a look at it. I've also got a really good protein per cost comparator. So if you like trying to find cheap protein, that's a very useful tool. So highly recommend that, Wendy's, if you're looking for help on that front. All right, guys, we're gonna do 2 sets of thrusters. First one coming up. I'm not gonna retire before 30. Well, that's okay. You don't have to. That's my goal. You don't have to do the exact same thing that I do, but it's something I've worked really hard at. All right. I also have a budgeting tool spreadsheet that's also on my Discord. So if you want to budget the way I budget, it's right frickin' there. So you've got tools at your disposal if you want them. I can lead the horse to water, and I believe I have led y'all to water. It's up to y'all on whether or not you drink. All right, let me hit this set. That's 7. Actually, pretty happy with that. All right, one more set, y'all. Check out the Discord. Seriously. There's nothing wrong with living at home. This is something in the United States this is an unfair stigma on. If you have the ability to live with family, you should do it. Better still if you can pay them rent, because you're making your family wealthier as well as your own. Now, I don't have that ability because I live out in the middle of nowhere for my job, but I've deliberately chosen a very low cost of living lifestyle. All right, this is the last set. We're gonna hit this, we're gonna go in. I will hit, doing this after thrusters. Oh, that's gonna be awful, fun. Okay, we are gonna hit handstand push-ups though, because you're gonna get it. Live with family now, didn't live with family for a bit, now I do, it has a lot of perks. There are benefits. Intergenerational housing is much more common outside of the United States, and there is an unfair stigma associated with it in the United States. Now, I'm a huge fan of American capitalism, but one of the defects in the system is that due to lobbying and regulatory capture around zoning laws, what are called NIMBYs, usually wealthy suburbanites, have managed to capture large chunks of land around and inside of cities to build only single-family houses. What this does is it artificially restricts the supply of housing and jacks rent prices up. I oppose this, and I much prefer transit-oriented development, walkable city concepts, and multifamily zoning laws. Things like duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes are extremely important in giving the lower and middle classes affordable housing. And it's a very capitalistic way to do it, which I support over some stupid heavy-handed government measure. Just let business do its thing. When you create laws saying that business cannot develop property in certain locations, you're creating an artificial, you're crimping the supply. What you're doing is you're putting a giant mallet on the hose, and then you're wondering why water isn't coming out. One day I want my own place when I'm trying to go through college first. Hey, look, the one who walks through fire. I'm 27 years old, I make almost $100,000, and I live on under $20,000. I still don't have my own place. I choose to have a roommate because it's more financially efficient. Yeah, that's cute, turn around. Hey now. Remember, the only rule of this chat is don't try to get me kicked off of Twitch. If you like that kind of stuff, definitely be on my Discord. Soon we'll be singing I Owe My Soul to the Company Store. That's bullshit. Disagree with that. I own the company store. All that money I've been saving and socking away, I'm putting into the S&P 500 and other broad-based index funds like it. And what that means is every working Joe and Joanne, from the factory floor to the CEO's office, is working to raise that stock price and make me richer. You can do this too. Everyone can do it. It's the concept of investing. Now, company towns very much exist, and you could argue I live in one because the only major employer is a giant nuclear site, which is where I work. But, you know, company town doesn't have to be all bad. Low cost index funds are the way, man. I promise you all that. Now, obviously, you should diversify, okay? Have a little bit in bonds. Maybe have a little real estate. Hey, we got a follower. Thank you very much. Chance Blackburn. That's a cool name. That name has a good ring to it. I don't know if your parents actually named you Chance Blackburn, but if they did, props to them. That's a good name. All right, last set, y'all. Here we go. Squat thrusts. We're going to go inside, and then I'm going to hit standing push-up or handstand push-ups. So get hyped. Can I get some hype? A little bit of motivation, please? 1, 2, 3. Come on! Yes, sir. All right, we're done. Get some handstand push-up hype in check, y'all. Y'all are gonna see me go upside down and handstand push-up. What you see is what you get, y'all. I don't bullshit. Some say the American dream is dead. I say it's sick, but it's not dead. Work hard, and the world really is still your oyster. Shit, I think I bet this bar. Hell fucking yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Get ready. Let's go. Here we go. Let's go. On to the handstand push-ups. Let's do this. Maybe gold with inflation? No. If you're going to invest in a commodity, don't invest in gold. Gold is nowhere near as useful a commodity as inflation scaremongers would have you believe. Now, I can definitely get behind the argument that our government is spending irresponsibly and the Federal Reserve kept interest rates way too low for way too long. However, that does not mean gold is the solution. I'm a much bigger fan of silver and platinum because they have industrial value, and gold largely does not. All right, can we get some handstand push-up hype before we go any further? Take off my shoes. Gosh almighty. Oh, that big old pot of refried beans I made smells so good. Dude, I got these beans for like 80 cents a bag. It's 1,000 calories for the whole pot. Howdy, Big Red. Go to Texas A&M, get a degree in mechanical engineering, and work in the nuclear industry. Anything the average Joe can do. Yeah, if you work hard enough, yes, actually. But if you don't want to go to college, out here at the nuclear site, we are begging for people who can keep their nose clean and stay off drugs to become electricians, carpenters, plumbers, welders, and more. There's no reason you can't do that. It's very, very achievable. In fact, out here, the site will pay for your training. And if the site doesn't, the state of South Carolina will. Anyway, let's get some handstand push-up height. By Helium Futures. That's pretty funny. Financial Fitness Friday is tomorrow, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So if you like what I do, consider hitting that follow button and join the Discord if you haven't already. Come on. Oh, and we're dizzy. Oh, really? Is Oakland finally making the move to Vegas? Oh, I think the mindset can definitely help matters. I used to be pretty skeptical of American capitalism and the American dream. And there are reasons to be skeptical of it. It's not a perfect system. However, in many ways, it is an extremely good one. Okay, let me catch my breath. Wow. I genuinely do believe that. And if you don't believe in the American dream, that's okay. You, in this great country, have the freedom to not believe in the American dream. I would wonder why you're here if that's the case and why you haven't considered moving, but if you want to see the United States adopt a different system for whatever reason, you have the freedom and the right to do so. And that is one of the best things about this country. You can believe whatever you want to believe. CyclePot, thank you very much for the follow. I do appreciate it. Okay, so the sun is coming in at like the absolute perfect angle to make this bright. It's so bright that nobody can see it, which is not ideal. I'm gonna try playing around with this a bit. Come on. That's better. There we go. You can actually see me now. I wonder. Yeah, I know. I still gotta screw around with the lighting a little bit. Honestly, that's better. The lights off is better. You can actually see me reasonably well. Okay, so I will turn this fan. Oh, I turned it off because I'm an idiot. Whoops. There we go. Much better. Hey, another follow. All right. CGY Anand, thank you very much for the follow as well. I appreciate it. One other thing we're going to go ahead and do is shout out Villainous Metal Machine. We meant to do that earlier for the raid. Oh, I think I misspelled it. Shout out Villainous Metal Machine. Because Metal raided us earlier, so always important to shout out the people who raid. Gerrymandering, Citizens United, and activist judges have nothing to do with those things not changing. I agree. Those are absolutely 3 issues that exist in our great country and that we need to address. And in fact, I think there's a large chunk of the population that feels that way, but we all get distracted by stupid shit like the culture wars or trans women in sports. It's just not that important relative to what you were just talking about. We appreciate you're willing to educate on lifting, diet, mindset, and perspective. It's not that common with streamers, at least I find that isn't. I appreciate you saying that a lot. Thank you. That actually really does matter to me. So why do I do this? Do I need y'all in there when I'm squatting 365 pounds? I do not. It's nice, I guess. But like, I'm a hit those weights regardless of who is here. Those of you who have been around when I had basically nobody in chat know this. So why do I do it? Well, I do it because look at me, right? I'm in pretty damn good shape. I'm going to be able to retire before I turn 30 years old. I love my life. I have a great job. I live in a great part of the country. And I've learned a lot on the way, both from my successes and my failures. And I want to help you guys. Part of why I do this channel is because it makes me happy when people tell me, hey, I remember that thing you said. I tried it in the gym. It made me feel really good, or I got really sore off of it, or hey, I was motivated to go to the gym today because you were working out and you gave me a little bit of positive reinforcement, and it made it matter all the more. Makes my heart sing. Absolutely love that. It makes me feel like I'm doing something that matters here. Psychopot says, I started working out again for like 6 months. It sucks, but it's only been 3 days. Hey, keep at it, man. Keep at it. You can do it. We believe in you, and you got this. All right? Big Red Fro, 3-0 Pirates. Connor Joseph, 3-run meatball off a Weaver. Does not seem like you can spell tonight. Sorry, Big Red. You've been lifting for 15 years and you're not even 30. Yeah. Okay, so, right, I started lifting in the 8th grade. That would have been 2008. Around this, actually, it would have been the end of 7th grade. Yeah, it was for football back then. I've learned a lot along the way. That's the other reason, right? The progress I've made in 15 years of lifting, I believe most people could probably make in 2 to 3 tops. And that's part of why I'm on this channel, right? If you listen to the guys who have been lifting for 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 years, as I do, right? I always try to learn more. I always, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he has a newsletter, right? That's about bodybuilding and getting in good shape and fitness and such. Arnold Schwarzenegger has been lifting like an absolute monster since, the civil rights era, basically, right? He's been doing it since the 60s. He knows better than you do, and he knows better than I do. It's the same thing with guys like Alan Thrall or Mark Ripito nowadays, who are a little bit younger, but still have been lifting for a really long time. Listen to people who are experts in their field. Why wouldn't you? Have a little bit of humility and accept that, sometimes you suck at things. You will always suck at things at the beginning of something. But to be better than 95% of people, it's not as hard as you think, because you're busy learning. All you got to do, if you learn from the top 5%, very quickly you tend to join them. Any people you suggest listening to? Sometimes I'll put on podcasts on lifting. I really like Alan Thrall on YouTube. I think he's really good. Mark Ripito and Starting Strength isn't bad either. Those are probably my 2 go-tos off the top of my head. Reading is what I prefer to do. I'm old-fashioned. I like reading either on my phone or, a book. Super Squats, excuse me. Starting Strength is on YouTube. Super Squats. You know what? Y'all, I'll be right back. Let me go get the book. In fact, I'm going to show you guys, all right? Stick around. It'll just take me 10 seconds. Oh, my legs. Holy crap. So this book was originally published in the 1980s, all right? The advice in here is old-fashioned as hell, and it works. In fact, this book, when it was released, was seen as old-fashioned. Most of the tips contained within this book are from the 1950s and 1960s. Again, guys like Perry Rader, guys like John McCallum, right? These are some of the, the Promethean spirits of bodybuilding in a lot of a sense. These were guys who were pioneering the field because we didn't have the same amount of scientific knowledge about bodybuilding, about muscle growth, and about all the rest that we do here in 2023. So what worked in the 50s and 60s when guys didn't have near the same dietary options, when guys certainly didn't have steroids — I don't recommend using steroids, but I don't judge you if you do — there's something good about that. Strongly recommend this. Now, okay, listen very closely, all right? This workout in here is really fucking hard. Okay? It is the hardest workout you will ever do. If you can successfully do 6 weeks on the Super Squats program, one, you will have gained a shit ton of muscle. And two, every other workout will seem easy by comparison, with the exception of maybe some extremely hard CrossFit or HIIT workouts. It is mind-blowing what is in that book. And again, that's the thing. I didn't really, like, a lot of the definition you see here, a lot of the definition came from me starting to count my macros and diet. I only started doing that less than a year ago. I was lifting for 14 years, okay, before I started on that. I'll have to buy the book. Is there an ebook? Tell you what, I need to post this in my Discord channel as a link. So remind me on my Discord, okay, Fire? Please. That's a really great one. Hydrogen can't be redeemed to Pec Bounce. All right, so you guys get a Pec Bounce. Bum, 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 bum. Whoop! There you go. Oh, here, I'll do the can-can. There we go. That's hard. I did the pumping iron split routine. That's not a bad routine either. And again, this is just one really good example. Ultimately, here's how it works. If you embrace progressive overload, you put enough protein into your system, and you watch your macros, you are going to see your body do better. If you are, right now I'm on a cut cycle, right? So do not, under any circumstances, do this while cutting, okay? You need to be going on a bulk cycle to try this. So if you're looking to like get looking like this, start on a cut cycle, lean way out, and then go in. Oh my gosh, we have our main man, Ryan from the Bit Life Show. How you doing, bro? I'm gonna see you on Tuesday, ain't that right? Y'all, so this is Ryan from the Bit Life Show, okay? We are actually I'm gonna be on his channel for an interview on Tuesday, I believe at 8:30 Eastern. Is that right? Can I get a confirmation on that time? I was meaning to ask you about that earlier. I'd forget if I had or not. We're doing a Legion giveaway. What's Legion? I'm old-fashioned. I don't know what the hell that is. Although, since you got a raid, BitLife, do you want to see me do some more handstand push-ups? Bro, Lab Boys TV in the house, too. Let me give a shout-out to the BitLife Show. This guy's awesome, y'all. Go give him a follow. He does all sorts of workouts as well as another one of the excellent members here on the Twitch fitness community. Legion Athletics, people have to come onto the show with me to win. Oh, no, don't worry. I'm going to tell them on my Discord. Don't you worry, man. In fact, if you want to go on there and advertise, you post your links in the self-promo channel. I'm totally cool with that. You know what? Y'all, I'm going to give you some handstand push-ups. I don't give a fuck. It's 420. This is for those of y'all who can get upside down in the head. I'm gonna get upside down on the body. Oh, oops. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. All right, some handstand push-ups for y'all. 2, 3. I know the lighting sucks in here. I'm working on it. I promise. 2, 3. Yep. Oh. So yeah, Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That'll do. And I'm dizzy. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Gotta run to dinner after the push-ups. All right. Hey, BitLife, thank you very much, my man. Appreciate it. Just finished a cut cycle workout. 1,800 calories in 133 minutes. Holy crap, dog. That's a ton. Is it martial arts? Muay Thai? Does your nuclear plant search for THC in its drug tests? First thing, I do not work in a nuclear plant. I said I worked in the nuclear industry. There is a difference. Yeah, I work in the other part of the nuclear industry. Why do you think I'm trying to retire early? Yeah, there are some ethical repercussions to what I do for a living. Does it search for THC in its drug test? Yes, it also searches for alcohol and CBD. If you use CBD and you get caught having used it, even though it is 100% legal in the great state of South Carolina and nationwide, you will get fired. Again, my place of work is very much still in the Cold War mindset. It's just a different red and yellow flag country that we're keeping our eyes on nowadays. Is what it is. Yeah, there's a reason I'm a huge fan of that song Peace Sells by Megadeth, and almost always you'll hear me play it every single workout. Well, yeah, now you know why. I feel like I'm not really... See, I feel like we just had the sun kind of go by here. Yeah, there we go. I'm having to constantly adjust the blinds here to kind of make the lighting line up. It's a bit silly. It is. Oh, dude, you don't know the half of it. The regulatory burden that the nuclear industry has to endure. Let's see, shoulder and trap day, high volume short rests, skipping ropes, 7 rounds on the heavy bag, stretching in 21 minutes in the sauna. Bro, I need to, one of these days, dude, this fall, I need to come out there and hang with you for a week. That sounds that sounds so fucking good. I'm gonna put you under a squat rack and school your ass, but then you'll put me on anything martial arts and I'm gonna look like an idiot. That's gonna be fun as hell. Anyway, all right. So I will be right back. You can go ahead and eat. You don't have to wait for me.
I'm cooking.
You're cooking?
I'm cooking.
All right. Well, I got the beans there. You can have as many of them as you want. I've made a big old pot of them for both of us. Here's a really great hack, by the way. You want a cheat meal, a really cheap meal that's pretty good macro-wise. All right. Can of chicken. All right. Pack of tortillas. And you can use the tortillas multiple times. Canned chicken, pack of tortillas. Take a big old bag of either pinto or Great Northern beans, whatever's cheaper, dried. Put them in your rice cooker. Pour some water over them. Boil the beans. Put them on steam cook for 30 minutes to an hour. All right? Let them get nice and soft. Take a stick blender. Blend them up. Throw in half a clove of garlic, adobo powder, chipotle, tahini if you like it, cumin, all that good shit, a little bit of salt, maybe a little butter if you're feeling fancy, right? Blend it all together. You got yourself some baller-ass refried beans with a fraction of the fat that you would get in a restaurant and far better macros, not to mention lots of fiber, which is really good for your system, and it will make you feel full. I got fresh chicken. Hell yeah. I'm a place where they built a nuke plant and never turned it on. They tore it back down in the 90s. Interesting. Yeah, okay, so I can explain that. Nuclear power in the United States has had a very strange history since the 1970s. Thanks to what I like to call the oil and gas industry's useful idiots, which are the anti-nuclear left wing in this country. The Jane Fonda, Jackson Brown types, right? The environmentalists who think nuclear power is bad for the environment. Ever since 3 Mile Island, because at the same time, a film Fonda produced called The China Syndrome came out in 1979, which stoked fears right before the 3 Mile Island accident. Nobody was hurt and nobody got killed in the 3 Mile Island accident. In fact, if anything, it was a poster child for how much better the American nuclear industry was run than the Soviet nuclear industry, which of course, 7 years later, had the world's worst nuclear disaster at Chernobyl. Using Chernobyl as a reason not to use nuclear power is a bit like using the Moskvich as a reason not to drive a car. It's not the underlying technology that's the problem here, it's a shitty communist system that's the problem here. Anyway, where I'm going with this is, as a result of the public backlash and protest in the 1970s, the oil and gas industry funded hard, and funded a lot of these groups, including the Sierra Club, by the way, to get a lot of these environmental laws to really bog down and regulate the nuclear industry. What does this mean? Well, it means the cost of building a reactor goes way up. And because nuclear is such a capital-intensive project to begin with, right, it's a huge plant, so it takes a ton of money to build one. Well, if you have to invest a lot of that capital up front, and then while you're building the plant, continued future regulations change. You have to redesign shit midway. That's how you get cost overruns. The biggest example of this is after the Fukushima accident in 2011, which was not a flaw in the reactor design. It was simply TEPCO ignoring the Atomic Energy Agency's advice and keeping their backup generators below sea level, below the water line, which was fucking stupid, I might add. Usually the Japanese are better about this kind of thing, but here they weren't.
Because of that, the US nuclear industry had to go and retrofit a lot of its stuff for earthquake protection, which sounds reasonable. Except for that Japan is on the ring of fire, and they had a magnitude 9 earthquake create the tsunami that caused the Fukushima accident. Guess what's not going to happen in the vast majority of the United States? You're not going to get a magnitude 9 earthquake anywhere except the West Coast, maybe. Right? Anyway, that Fat Greg DFW, thank you very much for the subscription, and thank you all very much for putting up with my rant. I could go on and on and on about this topic, but the last thing I'll say about it is because of all this regulatory burden, we are now paying the price for this. We're paying the price for stupidity caused mostly by anti-nuclear environmentalists in the 1970s and 1980s and the fossil fuel companies that funded them. Because of all that, the nuclear workers who built a lot of the U.S. nuclear fleet in the 1960s and 1970s have since aged out, retired, or died. And as a result, the know-how from that generation to build new nuclear reactors is no longer there. And as a result, we've had something called brain drain. And because of that brain drain, we now, when we're building new nuclear reactors, are going to make some of the mistakes that could have been prevented with more knowledge on these projects. So that's unfortunately a price we have to pay. It's the same reason high-speed rail costs so much in the United States. Because we haven't built it before, there's no know-how to do it quickly and efficiently and effectively. We say, well, why can China put up high-speed rail like that? Part of it's because they can just, bulldoze people's homes and make it go through there if they want it to. But the other part of it is because they have know-how. The Chinese now have been working breakneck speed on high-speed rail for the last 20-odd years. Well, now they have a giant knowledge base, and they're exporting that knowledge base to other countries. And more power to them. Again, I view the Chinese as a fierce competitor. Like, we don't have to view them as some evil enemy. No, we should view the Chinese as, hey, they're doing that thing. That thing looks pretty good. Let's see if we can do it better than them. That's what I loved about the space race with us and the Soviets in the 60s. It's a much better idea to have this sort of, I'll say this sort of the Khrushchev and Kennedy, or rather more accurately, Khrushchev and Johnson back and forth, and Khrushchev and Nixon back and forth, things like the kitchen debates that occurred in the late 50s and early 60s to say, we think our system is better because of A, B, and C. And then the other side says, no, we think our system's better because of X, Y, and Z. None of this sabotaging each other bullshit, okay? And I'm aware there was plenty of that happened in the 60s. But the point is, we should be challenging the Chinese to strive better, and they should be challenging us to do the same. And frankly, they have with their nuclear plants and high-speed rail, and we need to do better. Although, frankly, speaking of our nuclear plants, the brand new Chinese nuclear plants that are going up over there is called the Hualong-1 design. It is a copy, more or less, of the AP1000 design. Well, where'd they get the AP1000 design? They actually didn't steal this one. They've stolen plenty of other things, but this one they acquired legitimately because in 2017, Westinghouse, the company that designed the AP1000 reactor, went tits up and declared bankruptcy. As a result, the Chinese bought the AP1000 reactor design rights for pennies on the dollar, or perhaps we should say pennies on the yuan, converted it to metric spec, converted it to Chinese electrical grid potential, and made a couple of other changes here and there. Wham bam, thank you ma'am, you have the Hualong-1 created in terms of R&D costs on the cheap, which was a brilliant idea. That was really good. Why wouldn't they do that? We have volcanoes everywhere here. We just hire Indians. Super volcanoes in the west. Okay, so you wouldn't want to build nuclear power plants in general in places like Wyoming because you don't have a water source. And not to mention, frankly, Wyoming is one of those rare places where you actually have enough wind to power everything off of windmills because Wyoming, right, people say, well, wind is intermittent. On the front range of the Rockies and the far western reaches of the Great Plains, wind is really not intermittent. It's pretty much always blowing. Like, if you've ever been to Lubbock, Texas, you understand why there are windmills there. They pretty much blow all the time. It's the same thing in places like South Dakota, eastern Montana, eastern Colorado. Those are great places for wind, but in places like the Great Lakes, where it's not particularly windy, you have tons and tons of water sources. It's not very sunny, and it's not very. There are very few risks of natural disasters. That is the perfect location for nuclear energy. Places like Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, and credit to Illinois, they actually do this. Indiana, Kentucky, those should be where you're building the nuclear plants. It just makes sense there. The same can be said in large part for the Southeast. A hurricane ain't going to do shit to a nuclear power plant. Look at what STP did during Hurricane Harvey. How many companies have gone tits up due to markets being flooded with stolen tech from China? Some of them. The nuclear industry wasn't one of them. I promise you, we shot ourselves in the foot when it comes to the nuclear industry in this country. Eastern Montana. Dude, Montana, the entire state of Montana is beautiful. I love Montana. Cold as all get out, but man, it is a stunningly gorgeous state. All of the Rocky Mountain states are gorgeous, frankly. New Mexico. Love New Mexico. Utah's gorgeous. You're in Wisconsin, we should have one here. Absolutely. Wisconsin, you have loads and loads of lakes, which, I mean, look, I get y'all love walleye and ice fishing, but couldn't you sacrifice one of them? And you basically, as a bonus, you get a nice warm lake that you can go and swim in when it's, 20 below in your hellish winters up in Wisconsin. Now, I respect Wisconsin because y'all can put down some fucking alcohol. Y'all literally drank the city of Provo dry when the Badgers went to play BYU. Absolute respect. My family's from Montana. China's a scary beast. I don't think China's as scary as you think they are. I think China is a great new, strong competitor to the global economic scale, and we should respect them, but we should not fear them. I think we should compete with them in a lot of ways. Now, we're never going to compete with sweatshop labor, okay? That's not going to happen. But what's slowly beginning to happen is China's wages are ticking back up. And as they tick up, companies are saying, why couldn't we just make this in Vietnam or Malaysia or Indonesia or, in a lot of cases, Mexico instead and save on shipping costs because Chinese labor is starting to get unaffordable. As China increases its national wealth, the amount it can build its economy off of, sweatshop-style labor goes down because wages go up. And China, in particular, because it has a demographics issue that will... It's not going to destroy China. There are a lot of people who say China's demographics problems are going to kill them in the long run. It's not going to happen. The Chinese will figure it out, but it will cause a few economic issues. One of them being that the price of labor in China will rise, and it will rise quite dramatically. And when it does, because there are fewer workers in the system and more people that those workers have to defend in terms of old age, China will become less economically competitive, much in the same way that the West has. It's natural. It's just what happens. Provo has no alcohol. Well, yeah, I think that's the joke, but there were a couple bars that stocked up real heavy because they knew Wisconsin was coming. Wisconsin fans drank the entire fucking city dry. But it used to be pretty mad drinking after 21. The Wisconsin drinking capabilities hit me. We do love our beer and whiskey. I know y'all are wild about the brandy old fashions. That's a Wisconsin thing right there. I think COVID and supply chain management issues is starting to change that. NBA sold out our future to China. In a lot of cases, they did. Frankly, if I had my say, I would put huge investments into trying to shore up and secure the Mexican economy and ensure that Mexico becomes a more stable and more healthy place. And why? Well, you can have Mexican labor be more expensive than Chinese labor because the cost of shipping from Mexico to the United States is drastically cheaper than the cost of shipping from China. This makes sense, right? Because it's a lot closer. Not to mention, a safe, secure, and prosperous Mexico is going to do a whole lot better in terms of protecting their own border with Guatemala and Central America, which will help slow the tide of illegal immigration to the United States, if that's something you care about. Frankly, I'm fairly pro-immigrant in general. They work harder than we do. They understand just how bad life can be, and they understand what a privilege it is to be in this country. And if you believe in the basic concepts of life, liberty, and property, and the pursuit of happiness, you believe in the Constitution, if you believe in separation of church and state, and if you're willing to work hard, we should get you on in here. It's just my opinion, and you are more than free to disagree. But from what I've seen,
A lot of the Hispanic, predominantly Mexican and Central American labor that comes here and works hard, they are absolutely contributing. They are busting their ass to provide for their families. I'm in Salt Lake City. Dude, Salt Lake's gorgeous. Clinton messed up a preferred trade status in China. Yeah. I can see why he did it. I'm not sure I would have, because I do think that kind of built something incredible. And the problem was that we had a moment in the early 1990s and late 1980s to put a little bit more pressure on China to become less authoritarian after the fall of the Soviet Union. And because we were too busy spiking the ball to realize what we had in terms of helping Russia, right? What Russia needed in 1991 was a Marshall Plan style recovery system. Because if you're going to tell me after 12 years of Nazism that Germany needed our help to rebuild it, and they did, what do you think the Russians needed after, what was it, freaking, 15 years of Stalinism, 10 years under Khrushchev, 20 years under Brezhnev? Like, that's a lot of bad leadership over decades. Soviet Union and the states that fell out of it, we needed to help them more, and I don't think we did. I think we were too busy spiking the ball. We should have deleted NATO or allowed Russia in the early 90s. It's just my opinion. Again, you feel free to disagree. The thing is, my taxes they don't pay and driving down everyone else's wages. In what industries? Because if it's in agriculture, Americans aren't willing to work those jobs anyway, and if you want vegetables to remain affordable, we need cheap migrant labor for that. It's a tough thing to say, but as bad as it sounds, I'd rather have cheap vegetables than really high wages for farm laborers. You can debate the morality or the ethics of that, but cheap produce is really important to have. Russia's mob run now. It's been mob run since Yeltsin, really. Yeltsin was a catastrophic leader for Russia. What they went through in the 90s was multiple times as bad as what we went through in the Great Depression, to give some context. So I understand why a lot of Russians support Putin. I'm not saying I would, and I'm not saying all of them do. I think a lot of them do because they know the consequences of not doing so are very unpleasant. So, but anyway, what I do need to do is get me some protein powder. So we're going to do that. I'm going to take just a quick 60-second break so I can get a little bit of this in me. And then we'll come back, we'll do some stretching, and we're going to call it a day. All right? So I'll be right back in 60 seconds, y'all. Actually, it'll need to be 90 seconds. I need water too. Stand by. favor?
What's up?
Can you throw a scoop of creatine, fill this up with water, and run it out to me? Appreciate it. You don't have to do it right away. In the next maybe 10, 15 minutes. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, y'all. Thanks for the convo, man. It's been good to hear level-headed perspectives. I appreciate that. Oh, man. I had to get some protein in me. I was starting to feel pretty dizzy. Big Mac meal, large fries. Hey, man, are you smoking ganja? I wish I was. There's a reason my title says light one up for those who can't today. I'm a nuclear worker, and because it is illegal to smoke cannabis where I live, and because my employer also tests for not just THC, but also CBD, I cannot consume cannabis in any form. Thank you. Just throw creatine in there?
I did.
Much obliged. All right. So we'll start by stretching, or we'll continue by stretching, I should say. Oh. Oh. For those of you that are allowed and able and are smoking cannabis or consuming cannabis by other means on this blessed day, happy 420 to you. And remember, right, like if you live in California or Massachusetts or New Jersey or any of these states where it's legal, do be aware, that was a pun not intended, do be aware that it's not legal for everyone. Oh. Oh, and sumo. God above, that is really sore. I only use THC to sleep. I don't need it anymore. Well, hey, again, different strokes for different folks, man. I'm going to finish up my stretching, and then for those of you who are not aware, I will be live. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a little bit of water falling on my floor. Oops. But for those of you who didn't know, I will be live tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be pushing. So I'll be hitting bench press, shoulder press, incline, triceps, stuff like that. I need to look into getting me one of them weighted belts and a dip extension. You know what? I'm going to write that down. I'm going to put that on my wish list, actually. That would be cool. Dip, extension, weight, belt. Much better. I need to get a belt in general. Yeah, I recommend the one I have. I can give you all the link for it. It's an iron bowl. I believe it's 10 millimeter, single belt, single buckle. It's been really solid for me. I've had it for a couple of years now, and it's great. I probably could stand a condition it one of these days. Maybe we'll do that on Sunday. A maintenance day in more than one way. All right. So now, pull forward a bit. We're going to do the cat-cow, downward dog. Oh, my Lord. And then cobra pose. All right. cow. Cow, you bend your spine, the center coming down. Look up. Switch to the cat. Cow again. Cat. Down dog. Oh my god, I'm so sore. Oh, I sleep well tonight. And cobra pose. Oh. Oh. All right. And back cat. And up. Okay, now we'll do a little upper body stretch, and then we're gonna call it a day. We're gonna look to raid someone. Do you have any other questions? Big Mac meal, large fries. By the way, thank you and welcome to the chat. Always good to have first-time chatters. So, go ahead and scroll up. Lowtech88, thank you for the follow, by the way. That Fat Greg DFW, thank you for the first-time chat. BitLife, thank you for the 8 raiders. CGY Anon, thank you for the follow. CyclePot, thank you for the follow. Chance Blackburn, thank you for the follow. If you're feeling adventurous, thanks for the raid. Zio_ICGF, thank you very much for the follow. Severus, thank you very much for the 5 times gifted sub. Wingsley, thank you for the follow. Big Rig Riker and Villainous Metal Machine got 2 raids too. Hey, Thundergun, good to see you. I ain't seen you in a minute. Borgut, thank you very much for the 6 times resub. I appreciate all of those. Let's carry on. Oh my god. Yeah, my legs are killing me. I'm just kind of realizing now, when you're doing those kind of really heavy breathing squats, you do work your upper body a little bit. Like my traps, my shoulders are a little bit sore, especially with the squat thrusts. Work them triceps. The other one. Work the back. And the chest. Okay. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and call it a day here, or rather an evening or a night. And I can't wait because tomorrow I get to stream with y'all again. It'll be Financial Fitness Friday. We will be doing push. So if you guys like what I do, consider hanging out on the Discord. There's tons and tons of good stuff going on. Stick around though, because if you like getting channel points, right, and you want to use those channel points to make me do shit in chat, this is how you get a couple hundred for raiding. So let's go find someone to raid. How about it? It's Thursday night. There should be people on. We've got Comrade Space God. We've got Jasu. We've got Terrible Hem. Any others? Odom K. Eat It Pal. Fit for Purpose. Yeah, we'll go Terrible Hime. All right. Stick around for the raid, y'all. And before we go, let's go raid message. 365 by 4 on squat for ag. All right, there we go. There's the raid message. Let's raid Terrible Hime. All right. So thank you all very much for coming out. As always, thank you all again, for chatting. If you followed today, if you found me for the raiders, God, we had like 4 different raids today, which is wild to me. Again, thank you all. It means a ton. I will be live again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in the meantime, make good decisions. Those good decisions form your habits. Those habits form your values. Those values form an ethos and that ethos will be what gets you through the rough waters of life. Much love, y'all. Come in for the hug.